G'day. Kenneth's the name. Charmed to make your acquaintance. And I must say, you've made a very good choice in watching this particular program. Because just between you and me, it's the best little show on four wheels. Now, tonight we have got the car with all, and I mean all, the extras. Now, this little baby is worth over 80 grand. But tonight, we're just going to give it away. And because safety is my middle name...
No. What? Hey, this could be dangerous. There's nothing in my contract. No, I'm not doing it,
But right now, it's time to find out why we call Shane Drake. Show us your brakes. Give it to me in the back seat, baby. Drakey.
You're not getting away with it.
He's not getting away with it, I'm telling you.
Well now, Fleur, we're at Pukekohe Raceway. We got a fast blue car, I got a fast hot chick, and I am gonna drive. So...
I don't know about driving. Like, Shane said, experience speed in New Zealand's fastest blue car.
When I'm not at Car Crazy, this is my office, the Activator Trans Am Chevy Camaro, and it's guided me to 2 New Zealand Championship titles. Now, today I'm going to take them for the ride of their life, and of course, you can come along too.
Shane, what's going on?
Well, guys, today we're going to take a look at my Trans Am.
Oh, it's all me today, isn't it?
It's the story. John, give us a hand, would you?
Alrighty.
Well, guys, this is the heart of the car. A 5-litre Chevy V8 wedged into a steel space frame chassis.
Dare I ask how much power in this little puppy?
650 horsepower with 460 newton metres of torque.
Hot damn, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? Okay, look, enough of this. I haven't dressed like this for nothing.
We've driven some extraordinary pieces of machinery during the series, but none of them come close to this level of power and control. The sheer violent speed of this car is amazing. Right, Fleur?
So, how was it?
It was great. It was awesome. It's quite hot though.
You look like you just had a sauna.
It's so hot.
Okay, now, my turn. Come on. All right. Shane, this thing's got more bells and whistles than the Hummer.
Yeah, it's got a few things, mate, but like, more importantly, we've got a brake bias that alters the ratio from your front to your rear braking.
Yeah.
And these are bars which adjust the sway bars on the car, and if you don't sort of change those during the race, you'll probably slide off the track.
Yeah, so you've adjusted them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Feel so much better now. Now, this is one hot car.
Oh, that is fast.
No, I mean hot. It's 55 to 60 degrees in here. Now, if that's not enough to make me sweat as we reach 170 miles per hour, suddenly something goes horribly wrong. This man is crazy. He is crazy. He drives like a crazy man.
What happened?
We had a blowout. Check this out. Look at this. This is what we were going, 170 miles an hour down the back straight. We hit the corner, and this is what we're riding on, all right? He says it's safe. He said nothing would go wrong. Look at this. Is this safe? This is wrong. I'm walking off the show.
John, you're overreacting. Isn't he an overreactor?
Have you ever wanted to take your basic road-going car and turn it into something, well, like this? The ultimate Mazda makeover? Where do I start?
Well, a good place to start, John, is with your mag wheels and tyres.
Good call.
Well, here we are with our steering wheels, John. What do you reckon?
Well, they look great, but what's the difference between them?
Well, very little, really. Some small size differences, but mainly colour, aesthetics, the way it feels in your hand. If it's the right colour to suit your car, then it's the right wheel for you.
Now, the other thing is I want my turbo to make that authentic sound. You know the one?
OK. What you're talking about is a blow-off valve.
That's the one. Now, Darren, I really like that lowered car look. What can you do for me?
Well, what we can do for you is a lowered spring kit, OK? Custom made for your car. Slide them in. You're going to look at lowering your car about 30 to 50 millimetres. Going to give that low-down ride.
The low-down ride?
Good road holding. All you need now is a seat to hold you into the car.
And there you have it, the ultimate Mazda makeover.
So Barry, this is the classic Chrysler Charger.
This is the Chrysler Charger 770, and this is the car that won 7 years in a row the famous Benson Hedges races at Pukekohe.
Did this have a huge impact on New Zealanders, do you think?
It did, because in those days Holden and Ford and Chrysler were the cars, but once these started competing in the Benson Hedges races, they just blew the other cars right away.
This is your car, it's a later model, with a few more bells and whistles.
That's right. This was built in August 1978. In fact, it was built in the last week of manufacture. And to promote the car, Chrysler in Australia threw the book at it as far as add-ons go. It's got a 5-litre V8 motor, power steering, automatic transmission, all built in the USA, and the extra trim. Well, I think in the 70s, especially the late 70s, the fawns and light browns were the fashion thing of the time.
This is quite protruding, I must say.
But all this was built as the safety regulations came in. This is padded.
Oh, okay.
The earlier Australian cars just had sheet steel there, and of course they were deadly in an impact.
New Zealand car of the century, what do you think?
Chrysler Charger, there's no doubt. And even on its race record, there's no other car ever been sold in New Zealand with a record like it's got. That's for sure.
And now the moment tens of thousands of New Zealanders have been waiting for, the $80,000 Watch and Win prize draw.
Each week on Car Crazy, we've given you an opportunity to win a great Chrysler prize package worth over $80,000. Shane, tell us about the first car.
The Chrysler Neon. Born in the USA and a genuine contender for that small car category.
And Fleur, what have we got here?
This is the Chrysler Voyager, the best in people-moving luxury and performance.
And finally, David, what have we got here?
Well, John, this is the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee with V8 option, the most capable Jeep ever.
Oh, it's got my vote. And as I said, both these prize packages are worth over $80,000. But David, I think it's time to get serious. It's time to make the big draw. How many are there, David?
About 20,000.
Well, you're about to make a friend for life.
Let's do it.
All right, this is the big moment. The winner is...
J and K Gardner from Wanganui. Congratulations.
My guest this week's doing a little bit of shifting. Well, actually, it's a lot. There's a few boxes in here. And look at this, Kiwi League jersey. But I think his loyalties might be a little bit divided. After the break, meet the star who drives this car. Well, he's not back yet. Let's see what's going on in there. Hey Toddy, what does a girl have to do to get a drink around here?
Fleur, anything you want. Hey, well, you better go now. There's someone more important. How you going, mate? Good to see you.
I heard you moved up.
Yeah, I'm doing a new bar up here in Albany, which is hopefully going to go pretty well.
What's it going to be called?
It's called the Bull and Gate.
The Bull and Gate.
Yeah, I know that sounds a little bit strange early on, but the Bull and Gate, we're sort of modelling around a bull and gates, and sort of, because we're in Albany, it's a little bit like a farm sort of bar, and it's going to be one of the best bars on the shore, I reckon.
Well, I'm shifting over this way, so you might have to show me around then.
Cool, let's go.
Okay. What about your first car? Didn't you own a VW first?
Yeah, my first car was a VW, and my second car was a Holden, a big Holden station wagon.
Oh, okay. Surfboard and things in the back.
Pretty cool, yeah.
How long have you had this one?
See, what happened, Fleur, is Wendy wanted a nice new car, and I said, oh, I'll go out and buy you one. So I went out and brought myself a 7 Series BMW. So I had it for about 2 months, and I'm driving on the road, and I had a Reg with me, a girl from TV3, and I'm taking her to the airport. And all of a sudden, because it's a German car, and this big sign came up across the dashboard, Vessel Temp, and then we saw all steam coming out, so we pulled over to the side of the road, and I'm taking her to the airport, and we're pushing my new 7 Series BMW along the road, and who should come along in the bus behind us was the New Zealand cricket team off to one of their games, and of course Chris Keens, all the guys started giving us a hard time, you know. So I took that car and I said to Wendy, I'm going to swap it. So I said, you go and buy a new car, because this was Wendy's, you go and buy a new car. So she did. So I got stuck with this, which is not a bad car because we use it for snowboarding. Every year or so we just keep getting upgrading and newer cars.
Oh, so there's money in sport then.
No, there's money in bars.
Airbags are common in many new cars today and add to the safety belt systems in the unfortunate event of a crash. But have you ever wondered how they work?
Well, I found the outfit, but what's it actually for? Why am I dressed like this? Because no one actually told me. No.
Sensors trigger the airbags on impact, and a small explosive charge inflates them in 1/25th of a second.
Whew. That could give you quite a headache, couldn't it? This is actually what an airbag looks like. We've talked a lot about them, and this is it. It's a very strong, sturdy material, far more sturdy than you think. And in fact, these are saving lives around the world. But there are some important things you need to know about them. Number one, never travel with a young child in the front if you've got airbags. It can be very dangerous. Always keep a safe distance between you and the airbag or steering wheel. And finally, if you are holding something like this and you have an impact, the airbag goes off, it gets in between you, it's going to become a permanent feature.
Now this is the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited.
Looking good.
It's not a bad-looking rig, eh?
Very nice. Who left the lounge suite out?
Yeah.
It looks like my dad's study. Where's your pipe, Shane?
It's in the glove box, mate. Hey, isn't this just great? I mean,
it's beautiful.
This is just a start when you hop into the Grand Cherokee, and it's like sitting in the most comfortable leather chair you can imagine, and it's adjustable in 10 ways.
10 ways?
Yep.
What's the deal with the climate controls in stereo? What's going on?
Well, this is quite neat, this bit. We've got infrared sensors monitor the climate conditions of both the passenger and the driver separately. So it's like having your own personal climate controls.
So it's like his and hers climate control?
Yeah.
I bet you that'd save a lot of marriages.
Oh, mate, it would do, wouldn't it?
This thing's got more electronics than a Rolls Royce. I mean, it's not the sort of thing you expect to find in an American sports utility, is it?
Well, obviously, Jeep have come a long way since the World War II Army version.
But Jane, I sense there's more.
There is more, John. Heaps more.
I have to say, Shane, for a sports utility vehicle, it's very smooth.
The real magic, though, John, is in the four-wheel drive transmission. The computer senses traction between all four wheels separately. So if 3 wheels hit the slippery stuff and one still has grip, all the drive goes to that single wheel. And that means it can muscle its way out of just about anything. Enough of that, John. What about this? 0 to 100 kilometres an hour in just over 8 seconds.
I wonder, is this the right time to ask about the brakes? Gotta say, this is a very surprising Jeep.
Well, isn't it great, mate? But come on, because I know a guy that would just love to try this out.
Let's do it.
All right.
Whoa, Shane, check this out, mate.
Isn't it unreal?
Very impressive.
Well, shall we meet the guy that's promoting this class?
You righty?
All right.
G'day, Shane. How
Hey,
are you,
Alan,
mate?
how's things? You all right?
Good. Excellent.
Now, I understand that you're a man that loves your power and speed.
Absolutely love it, mate. We've got 16 of these boats coming down next year, February, middle of the America's Cup.
And Alan, we've got a surprise for you. We've got the all-new V8 Grand Cherokee.
It looks fantastic too, mate. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Want to take it for a spin?
Love to.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
What do you feel like? How's it handle?
This is absolutely outstanding. I mean, it's a, 4x4s. I mean, it just sort of the way they're moving ahead, and this is just a prime example of it. I mean, it's just like driving a car. What I really like about it compared to what else I've driven 4x4 wise is it feels so stable,
right,
on the corners and stuff, and you don't feel like you need a seasick tablet.
Is this the sort of car that you would consider buying?
Yeah, I mean, just the image of them all, of and particularly with Jeep, I mean, it's always had a fantastic image anyway, and the whole aesthetics and the look of this is just superb. And I don't really care what anyone says at the end of the day. I mean, it's all about, how good the vehicle looks, and we have to feel like we look good in the car.
Yeah.
That's a very Auckland statement.
And with typical Auckland generosity, Al marked the car 8 out of 10.
I've heard all the jokes before. I'm always on the go, I'm a ball of energy. There's a saying in our family, you can't produce an elephant from 2 mice. Of course, size doesn't matter.
She's a little wonder.
Now here's one to get you going. Who were the first car manufacturers to use a key to start their cars? Answer after the break. You couldn't imagine starting your car any other way these days. But back in the 30s and 40s, car manufacturers were experimenting with all manner of weird and wonderful ignition systems. They had buttons, they had switches, they had plungers. But the first people to use a key were Chrysler.
Not bad for a guy who thought fuel injection was something that the doctor gave you to stop getting the flu.
Oh yeah, this show has taught me a lot. I've seen all. I've seen the long of it and the short of it. I've seen cars with grace, cars with pace, cars that are plain old-fashioned in your face. So, Mr. Pedal to the Metal, of all the mean machines you've driven, which one's revved your engine?
Well, I've got to say it's the Ferrari 355 F1. Ultimate good looks combined with state-of-the-art technology.
You know, they say the test of a Ferrari is that if you put a beautiful woman beside it and she's noticed more than the car, they've failed.
If that car was a woman, she'd be on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Interesting, because if that's the case, I like my women a little bit wider, because my favourite supercar was, well, she's a big-boned girl. Look at the size of it. Good Lord. You get my nipples rock hard. All right. I'm gonna get on with a freaking digger.
Well, John, your thoughts?
Well, if it's good enough for Arnie, it's good enough for me.
Well, what about you, Fleur?
Me? I'm in love with Trevor. Cars manufactured by TVR, which is short for Trevor. This feels great, and even the noise in here is as well. Now, if you want to create the same effect at home, take an engine from a Navy frigate and stick it in your tumble dryer. Having said that, if I won Lotto, it's one of these I'd be buying.
So tell me, Fleury,
Yes.
what has this evoked you emotionally, driving in this beautiful Bentley?
I think weddings.
This is what you like to go to your wedding in.
Well, I think I've got more chance than you.
If we're going to go all conservative, for me, it's got to be BMW. If this car was a woman, she'd be the sort to wear a really sensible business suit on the outside
and really naughty lingerie underneath.
You see, now you've got me thinking about the Jag. Driving along in that 60s-inspired beauty was just...
shagadelic, baby!
Hey, remember the Porsche?
Oh, yes.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Oh, stop. Let's go out for a quick breath of fresh air again.
Someone's getting out to have a bit of fresh air and maybe a bit of a hurl.
The girl is not having a hurl. Fair's fair, but I seem to remember a certain green-faced co-host in a certain Mercedes.
Shane, it's not funny.
God, you're not going to get like John, are you?
I feel ill.
Yes, there's 2 of them I've done it to.
That's because he got to drive all the time.
I know, it's a story of my life. This close to driving, but never quite the cigar, eh?
Well, tell me, Mr. Professional Passenger, of all the test drives, which was your favourite?
Well, I can tell you who my favourite test driver was.
I have to say that I'm most sceptical about the name for a start.
Cleo. We expect to find a sealed section somewhere.
Yes, we do. There is a sealed section somewhere around, I'm sure. though we have determined that the back seat is of no use whatsoever when it comes to sex.
And my favourite car? Hey, Mario, it's the Alpha 156, huh?
Gianno.
Hey, Mario.
So good to see you again.
It's always good to see me, Mario. Huh? Bad accents, great car. Although I don't know if I like it for the same reasons that Paula Ryan likes hers.
It's got lovely designs, particularly the back end. The arse of this car is so sexy. It's gorgeous.
It's amazing. She actually enjoyed cleaning her own car.
As did a surprising number of our celebrities.
Fleur, you've never done this in your life, have you?
Sorry.
You have not.
You come to help me clean the car.
Yeah, aren't you hot then? Come on.
All right then.
I clean my own cars.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't. Oh, I love it. You know, it's something I like doing. I take pride in doing things like that. It's just like cleaning my boots before playing rugby.
And as for car of the century, what's your pick, Shane?
Well, for me, it's got to be the Mini. The Mini has proved staying power both as a road car and a race car, and 40 years on, they're still making them.
I'd have to go for the Morithar, the first car I ever owned.
Well, here's the big thing I've learned about car fanatics. Ford men and Holden men are sworn enemies.
Sounds a bit like my father's Holden V8.
Woohoo! Did he say Holden?
I met a Holden man once. I thought he wanted a cuddle.
In fact, probably the only thing that we haven't covered in this series is second-hand cars. Fortunate then that we've unearthed a quintessential used car salesman to confirm that everything that you've ever been afraid of is true.
Yeah, oh yeah, nah, yeah. Oh, hold on, I've got a customer. Hello, welcome to Ken Oath Motors. Ken Oath's the name and selling cars is the game. All right, now I couldn't help but notice you've been browsing here for a little while. How about I show you the bargain of the year? Come this way. How about this one right here? Look at this beautiful little one. One careful lady owner. All the mod cons. Look at this. We got the fast class going on. We got the fridge and the fiddle. Pair of Pamela Andersons in the front for safety. Or I'll tell you what else we could do. We could actually throw a mother-in-law's chair on the top for you. Come on, couldn't say fairer than that. Or maybe you'd like a convertible, you know, for a little bit of extra legroom in the back for those back seat passengers. You know what I'm saying? You do, don't you? I'll tell you what. How about I make you an offer you can't refuse? No, nothing like that. I'm talking just today, just to you, $6,000. Well, you can't say fairer than that. Come on. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it gets quite dark and you have to put your lights on. No, just kidding. At the end of the day, what's really important to me is that you go away happy. Why are you going away? Come back here. Look, we can do a deal. Come back, you bloody mongrel. Come back.
I'm so tired today.
G'day, gorgeous.
Hi, Ken.
You're that sexy Fleur of Al, aren't you?
Do you think my photo looks bad in my hair? I mean, David Harwood says I've got horrible hair.
Your hair's lovely. It's the facial hair, love. That's the problem right there, you see?
Oh.
There's your problem.
Ken, I'm so sorry.
Remember, if you're thinking car, travel, home or contents insurance, give Sun Direct a call on 0800 80 17 10.